Hi, my name is Art. I teach Python, and in this video I'm going to show you how to solve very popular problem called FizzBuzz. All right. So I hope you watch my other videos how to use function range and how to use modular, right? Even a rod problem. If you haven't seen them yet, so stop this one and watch those two first. Now, the problem goes like this. And by the way, that used to be a very popular job interview question. So we need to get numbers in the range from 1 to 100, 100 included. And then we need to check each number. If number is divisible by 3 with no remainder, so then we want to print fizz. If number is divisible by 5 with no remainder, we want to print buzz. However, if numbers at the same time divisible by 3 and by 5, let's say 15, we need to print FizzBuzz. All right, so let me show you what I mean. So again, so we could take 30 and we could use that modular and divide it by 3, so you see remainder is 0, right? And I could take 30 and use modulo 5 and remainder is 0. So if that's the case, so then we need to print FizzBuzz. All right, let's get started. Let's go step by step. So first thing first, let's generate range of numbers. Now to do that, we'll need to use function range. And again, if you don't remember how to use function range, you could always run help on function range, and you see it requires start stop step and it produces a sequence of integers. And by the way, stop is exclusive, so keep that in mind. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do for number in range. All right, and then I'm going to generate range of numbers from 1. I don't want to start at 0 because I mean you cannot divide 0 by anything. 1. Then 101. Why 101? Because stop is exclusive and I want to say 100. All right, and step is optional, but we could place it here is 1. So let's stop right here and let's print number. So when you print number, you get all the numbers from 1 to 100. All right. Now, then I need to divide it by 3. And you see every time number is divisible with no remainder, so we get 0. So I could write this condition. I could write if number is divisible by 3 with no remainder, I want to print number so we could see what number is and fizz. All right, and you see we got all instances where a number is divisible by 3 with no remainder. And you see, please pay attention, here we got 15. All right, cool. So then I'm going to use elif, because every time after if you need to use elif. Number divisible by 5 with no remainder, right? So then I want to print number and I want to print buzz. And just to see what number is left, I could use else, and then just to see what number is left, I could print just number. All right, so you see I'm getting 3 divided by 3 with no remainder, fizz. 5 divided by 5 with no remainder, buzz. What's the deal with 15? 15 is fizz. Why? Why we're not getting buzz? Now let me explain you something very, very important. Python runs in sequence. Python runs in sequence. And even if here I'll place this another elif scenario where I will be checking if number at the same time divisible by 3 and by 5. By the way, keep in mind when you use and, you need to repeat the condition. You cannot say just modulo 5, that won't work. You need to repeat the whole condition again. So then we want to print number, but we want to print FizzBuzz. And keep in mind that in this case, I won't see any FizzBuzz here. Why? And you see 15 is example of that. Why we're not getting FizzBuzz? Because like I was saying, Python runs in sequence. So if this returns true, bam, it will be selected and it would never go back to that FizzBuzz and check, oh, by the way, maybe it's also divisible by 5. So the point I'm trying to make and the idea behind this problem is that you always think how your code will run, and since it runs in sequential order, this statement should be placed first on top here. We should check this first. Then I need to change this to elif, and this will be if, because let me remind you that you always open with the if and then you do a bunch of elifs. And if you run it now let's check. So here we have FizzBuzz. You scroll down, 15 is FizzBuzz. You scroll down, 30 is FizzBuzz, 45 is FizzBuzz, and 60 is FizzBuzz. So the point is, order of operation is very, very important. And that was a classical job interview problem, FizzBuzz. All right. So watch my next video where I'm going to show you how to solve another popular problem, how to build a multiplication table using function range.